I know, isn't it beautiful? Well, hi,
Yeah.
everyone. We are now live on Facebook. Welcome to Kitchen Conversations. I'm April Berg. Thank you for joining us today. We have a phenomenal episode talking about seniors and senior services. Well, I just want to welcome our two guests from Homage, Cynthia Andrews and Ramonda Sosa. And Cynthia is the Communications and Marketing Manager for Homage and Ramonda Sosa is the Director of Social Services. So, ladies, welcome to my kitchen. I always like to say cheers, drinking a little coffee.
Thank
And
you.
this is it's thank you for being here because this is such an important issue. And as we've been kind of chit chatting pre show, just saying how much every conversation I have with folks in the community always comes back to seniors and where are seniors in this moment and what's going on. So, this will be wonderful. But I just wanted to start with Cynthia, can you tell me a little bit about Homage and what you folks do at that location there in Linwood?
Absolutely. So Homage is an agency. We're a senior service agency that we house about 23 to 28 different programs, depending on the time of the year, for seniors and folks with disabilities. And so we service the entire county, Snohomish County, and we used to be called Senior Services of Snohomish County. And then we changed our name because folks thought we were funded by the county and all different things, but also because our mission is most of our mission takes place at home.
Mhm.
Most of our services are taking place at home. So we went through this whole rebranding process, and and what they came up with was homage being showing respect, honor,
Mhm.
as
Paying
well
homage.
as paying homage, exactly, and also being that our services take place at home. And so we serve about 25,000 seniors and folks with disabilities every year. And now that COVID has hit, our numbers have increased tremendously.
Wow.
But we have programs such as Meals on Wheels and transportation, mental health services, social resources, all kinds of services, which we'll get into.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot. And I'm glad that you said that your services have increased because I think of the brick and mortar location. And a lot of folks think when brick and mortar is not there anymore, it's like, oh, these services aren't available, but you're still going full board and even above board. So
Absolutely.
that,
We actually, it's interesting because our staff is made up about 35% of our staff are over 60.
oh, okay.
And so we've been very conscious about making sure that folks are working from home
Hmm. Hmm.
and that we are still providing even more services. So we're trying to work on, we're working on protecting our own staff, which we have about 200, as well as taking care of our clients.
That's huge. Well, and that kind of filters into my next question. So Ramonda, like what's changed with COVID? You're definitely still servicing seniors and still doing stuff, but just
Yes.
with COVID, what's changed with the services?
A lot of our services, I mean, pretty much since once COVID hit, our home based services ended as far as being able to do
Mhm.
home visits, in home assessments, really, having those eyes and ears on our, the population we serve, our seniors that we serve. So we kind of have just had to increase a lot of the phone contacts
Mhm.
with our clients, and just getting creative about doing assessments over the phone,
Yeah.
kind of just questioning and doing the best we can
Mhm.
with those assessments. The one thing that we have our services that have really got an uptick, and we could talk a little bit about this later, as far as our emergency meals. And when COVID first hit, we were getting calls a lot from our older adults that just
Mhm.
simply didn't have food, didn't have water, didn't
Mhm.
have toilet paper in their home. And
Mhm.
so we kind of got kicked into like fast gear and started, got some funding from the county to do kind of these emergency COVID-19 meals. So it's
Mhm.
kind of just being literally within days, we were able to deliver meals out to the home. We got donations of toilet paper where we were delivering toilet paper out to the home, bottled water in many cases, because folks just weren't getting out, into the community to shop, or, they felt like we can't risk our lives to
Go do.
just to get food, so they were like, do I risk my life to just get things such as like food and water? And so we kind of went into that service mode, and really was addressing a lot of crisis situations. It's specifically March and April, and now it's just more kind of like, okay, how do we maintain? And now it's moving towards reducing isolation, because it has been months where some folks just been going through long periods of isolation away from their family and away from their community.
Well, and I think that's huge. And I think everything you touched on, I just keep thinking about technology, right? So telemedicine and feeling isolated and using technology to relieve that isolation, and even being able to grocery shop. So in terms of technology and seniors, what's really needed, and what are some of the gaps you're seeing? Because you guys are boots on the ground with the situation.
Well, we do with our care transitions program that we started in April. We started doing telemedicine or telehealth support. Okay. So we got a donation from the county with cell phones, and it had data and ability to text and call. So we were able to give this to folks that were entered into our care transitions program. And we started to telehealth support. Now, in many cases, they were able to take the phone, and they had family and friends that could assist, and they got in there and they did their telehealth appointment. But we've had several that live alone. Yeah. And we had to do a lot of hands-on, donning full PPE gear to get in there and show them how to get into their telehealth appointment. So I had one appointment where I literally had to get her in, and I was waving to the physician in my full-on all gloves and face shield and face. Hi, I'm here to get her in their appointment. But it's not as easy as people think. And I know the clinics just think, oh, well, they just download this app and they get right in. And no. And so it does cause a disparity, because she was not getting her appointments. This particular client, she had missed 2 already. She had her phone, but she was just not understanding how to get in. And so she needed her medications, and her prescriptions were behind because she was not getting into these appointments. And I'm like, this is a client that was enrolled with us, but what about the clients that aren't enrolled? Exactly. And that may be missing appointments, may not be getting their meds on time?
That's a really good point. Oh, I think it. Oh, well, and so Cynthia, I think it might have frozen up, but Cynthia, I think you had talked about some of those gaps too with the technology.
Yes, exactly. And I know Ramonda was going to say this is a small population of folks that they're able to serve with the contract that they have, but there's a large number of seniors that don't have the phones or the iPads, or they can't afford it. Oh, there you are. or they don't have the friends and family. Like, we depend on our grandchildren to help us walk through the process of how to do this on our phones and such. And with the isolation, that's not happening. Or even in senior living communities, they're not going to the common areas where they can help each other.
Yeah.
That's such a good point.
It's not available.
Yeah, well, even just having enough technology, I always think of it when you relate it to the schools, and we tried to get, technology into every kiddo's hand as much as we could. But imagine doing that on the countywide scale, and how that is still there. It's not just for young folks. Everybody needs to have access to technology. It is not a luxury. This is
no.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you touched a little bit on the food and just that food security piece. And I know without having senior centers open, without having, lunch hours or dinner hours that maybe folks are used to going, regularly. So how has Homage been kind of filling that gap with food security for seniors? And I know you talked a little bit about the delivery, but yeah, if you could share more, that'd be great.
Again, our delivery, I believe, as far as our home delivered meals, especially with the COVID emergency meals from the beginning, our delivery service jumped 30% within a matter of a couple of months, which is when you're talking about going from 1,200, up to 1,600 clients, that makes a difference. I mean, as far as scaling and the logistics around that. At the same time, we also continued to serve meals out at some of our senior center sites. So as far as in Edmonds and in Everett, and I believe they added another site to start serving meals. And then we also serve hot meals out of our and these are drive-through services where people can drive through, get a hot meal, and they stay in their car and stay safe and socially distanced. And to get that, and we expanded to Mondays at our site in Linwood at Homage, where we contracted one of our Chinese restaurants. And it's principally our Chinese group, that seniors group that comes through, but it's open to anyone 60 and over that would be interested in that meal. And that's our congregate numbers. We hit record numbers in the month of May, just to show that once the older adults and our seniors realize that these services are available, they are coming. And it's
I think we lost
important to keep that in mind. Oh,
right. And they have to call first,
I think,
right, Ramonda?
I'm just not sure what happened to the video.
Oh, there you go.
There you are. They have to call first, right, Ramonda?
Yes. So they do have to call and register for the meal, so we can know how many meals to have.
That was what I was going to ask. But I thought, oh my gosh, like how can we access this? How can we tell folks? So they call like 24, 48 hours ahead of time.
Yes. And that's plenty of time to get registered for the meal. And they could call we have a ADR, kind of our resource line that we've kind of put out to the public, and that's 425-513-1900. That's our front door. That's a number that's available. They call that number 8:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, and get a lot of the information that I'm talking about right now and more. So if anyone's interested in those drive-through meal services or even home delivered meals that they might be eligible for. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that number. We'll definitely put it on the site, and it looks like we're
there it goes.
Yep, we're gonna be pushing it out because this is the goal is to get folks connected with services. And if you've got loved ones that are in the Snohomish County area, that number is available to call and learn about where the meals will be provided, and also, like you said, the home delivery. That's huge. I think, so talking about kind of medicine and telemedicine, it sounds like you guys are kind of embarking on a new exciting program in terms of being a Medicaid broker. So I would love, because again, like talking about services available to folks, if you could share, Cynthia, if you want to share a little bit about that, or Ramonda, either one.
I'm going to let Ramonda, because this is her new program and we're working on it right now.
Awesome.
Very exciting.
It is exciting to kind of enter this realm of really getting out there to the communities to educate our Medicare beneficiaries about their options and choices. And to be able to take the lead and get this off the ground and really do what we can to give, because Medicare, I mean, like you said, that whole technology thing of just even, it takes a software program just to figure out what plan works for you. So it's like to work with an older adult and say, oh, just go to this website and you can figure it out. And
It doesn't work.
older
It's
adults
not
don't,
that
Exactly.
yeah, computers or internet. It's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
So I think just being kind of that place, that beacon, that
Mhm.
spot to say, hey, you can come speak with a trusted advisor. We are going to show you everything
Mhm.
that's available for you, and what in kind of, we call it Medicare Advisory Program, the map, but it is literally, I feel like what I'm doing is rolling out this map in front of them and just saying, hey,
Yeah.
where do you want to go? He's like, well, I'm interested in going over here. All right, well, let me show you the roads to get
Oh,
there.
that's awesome.
There you
And
go.
that's pretty much the kind of the
Mhm.
the purpose
Yeah.
of this program, and allowing for help and to show pitfalls along the way, to say, hey, don't go down this street, that's a one way.
Yeah.
To kind of avoid, there's a lot of mistakes that can be made when people are entering Medicare, and we really just want to be able to point those out, how to safeguard, and also how to save money, because there are ways to save money, and
Right.
we definitely want to point those ways out to
Yeah.
our older adults.
And teaching classes. So Ramonda will be doing like Medicare 101,
Mhm.
because Medicare is like an alphabet soup. You get a book
Yes.
this big,
It is.
Yeah.
and they're saying here you need A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What does that mean? A lot of folks don't know. So they'll be able to go on either on a webinar or talk to her over the phone, or even if we'll see what happens as as we move on down. This starts in October, but they'll be
Mhm.
able to talk to someone who can really give them the ABCs of Medicare.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and I think it's huge too, because even in this public health crisis, folks forget that we still need to be signing up for Medicare. We still have the basics, the
Yeah.
basic things. And so even as we talk about folks who are still in the employment realm, when they lose that employment, it's like, wait, that's a qualifying event. You need to queue up for
Mhm.
some type of insurance to fill that gap. And so as we talk about Medicare, folks are still turning 65. Folks are still
Exactly.
having birthdays and needing to find out things. So I'm so happy that you're filling that gap. And I think kind of in that same vein of were you going to say something, Cynthia? I feel like you
Oh,
were.
I was just going to say what makes it so great for Homage taking this on is that are we are trusted advisors. Like we have this great, this reputation of working with seniors. We know what we're doing, and we actually have folks that care and
Mhm.
are trusted. So people don't have to worry about someone who's trying to get more than they need to
Oh
out
yeah.
of.
Mhm.
No, there's scammers out there. There's the whole thing. Yeah, I think when you look at things that are basic and still going on in everyone's life, but especially in our senior community, another piece of it I think of is home repair. And I know Homage does a great job of helping folks with minor
Yes.
home repairs. And lo and behold, even during a public health crisis, folks still need minor home repair. And so, Cynthia, did you want to talk a little bit about that service?
You know what? I love minor home repair because my dad passed about 8 years ago, and he built our home. Mom
Mm,
refuses to leave,
of course.
and she doesn't have that assistance anymore to, fix the things that go wrong in the house. And so even before I started working for Homage, I've been in the senior industry for quite a while. So I've known about the minor home repair programs. And so I'm the biggest fan because I'm able to get my mother connected. They have gone in and done gutter work, they've done plumbing work, roofs. We do heaters. We
Oh,
have, I yeah,
yeah.
heater repair. I mean, there's so many things that our minor home repair program can do for them, and they just have to call
Mhm.
because there's some emergencies. If your water is out, like if your plumbing is bursted, or if you don't have heat, you
Mm.
give us a call. They do their assessment, and they will come out and assist. And
Mm.
if you don't qualify, there are programs that we have for that. We have volunteer workers that will
Awesome.
go out and get some things done for
Oh,
you
yeah.
if you
That's
don't fall
awesome.
within the grant guidelines.
Oh, that's awesome. That's huge. And again, that's something still going on even with this public health crisis, homes still
Yes.
need,
Yes.
folks still need
It
help.
is. We were talking
Still need
about that this
the grab
morning.
bars, they still need the ramps, they still need the
Yes,
safety.
yes,
Yeah.
Exactly.
exactly.
And they're gearing up, you know, they're make sure they have gloves and masks and everything that they need.
Yep.
And, you know, to make sure that they keep our seniors safe as well.
Mhm.
And now that this new order
Mhm.
that everyone should be masked, all customers,
Yes.
we're trusting that our customers will also make sure that they have
They
their
will not.
masks on.
I'm glad
Yes.
you said that, because when somebody comes in the home, it's not just about that person having a mask, but even in your home, you need to be masked up if you've got a worker or somebody else in there. So that's big. And just briefly, one thing we didn't talk a lot about was transportation. And I know that's on a lot of mine as seniors, just in terms of any insight that you have or anything that Homage is doing right now for transportation. I know you're bringing meals to some folks who need them, but is there any other things you wanted to share with our folks today?
Do you want to go on that one?
Oh, I mean, I can. I was like, our DART services,
Okay.
it's Dollar Ride Transportation Services, are up and running, fully operational. We are still helping people fill out those applications
Okay.
to apply for the
Mhm.
Dollar Ride Transportation. Now,
Mhm.
Dollar Ride is, you do have to have, as far as an acute or a disability, according
Okay.
to the ADA requirements to be eligible for DART services. But
Mhm.
we do, like I said, we do assist people with that application and making sure to get their doctor's note and things faxed in and what they need for that.
Yeah.
And that's operational 7 days a week. So that DART services never did
They never stopped.
stop. They never stopped. So
That's
that
good to know.
Yeah, and the same thing, we have a TAP program also, transportation assistance program for those who live in the rural areas where DART does not work.
Oh, thank you for that. I actually didn't know about TAP. Okay.
Right. So they'll when they call for the application, when they
Then
start
you
the
can
process,
see.
they'll see where they live and they'll know which
Got
area
it.
which program they should
Which
be in.
one? Oh, that's great. I hope folks are listening to that, because I didn't actually know. This is why
Yes.
I'm doing these conversations, because
Yes.
I learned stuff that I can share with other people. But that's huge. So as we're kind of wrapping stuff up, you guys do amazing work, and I know there's some talk about some new ways that you might be communicating with people, and Cynthia, you kind of brought it up, and maybe give folks a sneak preview of what might be coming in terms of communications with Homage.
Absolutely. So everyone knows we have our newspaper that comes out in the Everett Herald once a month, and it goes out to every single person that takes the Everett Herald. Or if they don't take the Herald and they want the paper, then they just give us a call. We put them on a list and we send it out to them every month. So you can call that same number, 425-513-1900. Tell them you want the newspaper, and they'll make sure that we get the information, get them on the list. We mail out to about 14,000 seniors.
Wow.
Every month, that paper. And so it has everything that you can think about. And thank you so much for being our guest commentary for July, April. I appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to getting some feedback on that. But also we are just in the process of, after we leave here, Ramonda and I are going to start working on that. But Ramonda is going to start a podcast as well. We're going that talks about Medicare and other services that that seniors may need.
Did you want to share anything about that, Ramonda?
And
yes, they were just getting started on that of what exactly what we'll call it, and I got then again I started rattling off all the people. Say, oh, I could have all these different people on my show, because I have connections and colleagues over at Social Security, just even talk about how as far as interlacing and making sure you're getting your retirement and Social Security squared away the right way before retirement, and how that connects with Medicare Part B, and So, we'll be talking about just those and Medicare fraud, how to protect yourself in those arenas,
Mhm.
and you know, Medicare subsidies. Like, oh, you could, if your income is this, you could apply and get your Medicare premium paid for. Did you know that? So, just, I mean, the subject matter can go on and on. I'm sure, and having some guest speakers, it'd be exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Me
Awesome.
too.
I think any avenue for communication is good. And in this kind of
Yeah,
new normal, I think hearing folks with just everything you can listen to, you can watch, you can just connect,
yeah,
and it's housed there so that you really are a trusted advisor on so many fronts for the seniors in our community. So, I mean, I can't thank you enough. I will say, for folks, it hit me, maybe folks don't know where you're physically located, but it's that old White's nursery on
yes,
on 44th and in like 196. It's right in that area in Linwood. So if folks listening are like, where is this? Where is Homage? And I haven't seen them, that's right there, that nursery. And I
yeah,
love that space and that location. So I'm really hoping that once things get back to normal, that can be back up and bustling with all the services that you provide.
Absolutely.
yes. We're real excited. I've been missing because we have a multicultural senior center, and we have about 600 seniors that would come through that door each week. Uh, as far as and I'm missing them so much. I just missing all the there's a
Mhm.
different cuisine each day, Vietnamese, Korean, Chinese, and the
Oh,
smells of all the yummy food and the dancing and the
Dancing.
music. And so I can't, so looking forward to getting back and,
yeah.
getting to the other side of this so we can, have them back and see everyone again.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so happy that both of you ladies came on the show to share about Homage, because I think it's really a hidden jewel in our county. And I think that in this time, everybody needs to know about it. Everybody needs to know where to refer folks for senior services. And you touched on everything, on food security, transportation, technology. Okay, Cynthia, you go
Yeah.
ahead.
I'm sorry. I just want to say
No,
one more thing.
yes.
There's a misconception that we only serve low income seniors, but we have services for folks that
All seniors.
for all seniors.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I
Our
think
home repair program, if they don't qualify income wise, we have a program that they can pay,
Yeah.
but
got
we're
it.
still that trusted
Yeah.
agency that can help serve them. Yeah.
And
That
our caregiver program too. I mean, it's
Mhm.
just there's no income qualifications for that, for caregivers to get the support that
Oh,
they need.
oh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Mental
thank you
health
for sharing that.
services.
Yeah, because it's not just, this is not that's not constrained by income level. It is for all seniors
Right.
Mhm.
across the
There's
county
some programs that are,
that are, but
but
you
we
would put folks where direct them to where they need to go. That's
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I tell you, it literally is the jewel in our county's crown, because it's that place. Myself not being a senior, but having a lot of seniors in my life, I know right where you are. And it's, even before our conversation, I know exactly where you are, exactly where I park, exactly where to tell folks to go. And I think in this public health crisis, in this time of new normals, it's great that you're still there doing this amazing work. And it sounds like it's gotten so much bigger because of the need. So thank
Absolutely.
Yeah.
you so much. And thank you for sharing. And go, did you want to, I was going to
Just
say,
that number. Don't forget
yeah,
that number. They only, they just need to remember one number to give us a call. And
yes.
um,
Okay, share that number one more time. We're going to put it all over our website, but is it
oh,
425?
great. 513-1900.
425-513-1900.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's going to be all over when we post this. So folks know that's the one number to
Oh, great.
use or share with seniors in your life, because it's the isolation piece is real. And I think everybody needs to be checking up on folks they love, and making sure that they have access to the resources that they need.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
that's huge. Well, ladies, thank you so much for this awesome conversation. I think this is probably
you.
part one, honestly, because I think there's a lot
Yeah,
more that we can cover. As we
absolutely.
get questions and things, I know exactly where to direct people. But for everyone at home, thank you for joining us today. This was a fantastic conversation. I hope you learned as much as I
Yes.
learned. And again, Homage it's for the entire Snohomish County. It's located in Linwood, but it's for everyone. It's for all seniors. So please, please, please reach out if there are needs for folks that you love or for yourself. So
Yes.
yeah, Cynthia.
One more thing.
No, it's
We have a
good.
volunteer program. So those who are not
Yes.
seniors, if they are interested in volunteering, it's really scaled down since COVID, but we have a volunteer program. We have over 500 volunteers every year that come through our agency. And so if you want to volunteer, you
Yeah.
can also call that number and they will connect you with the right
You. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned. I can't believe we did. I have my little cheat sheet and I'm like, okay, yes, volunteers, people are looking. I know, like myself and my normal volunteer commitments are edited because of COVID. So I think that as folks see where they can serve, if it's close, definitely call that number and see if your skills are needed for
Yes.
this community. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Right.
having us.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Yes.
enjoy.
Thank you, April.
Yes, enjoy the rest of your day. Everyone at home,
Right.
the rest of your day. Join us next week for another engaging conversation with community leaders about kitchen table issues right here in my kitchen. Have a great Tuesday, everyone. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Right. Bye.